Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today I am talking all about 2022 trends and predictions, and I couldn't be more excited. This is something I usually talk about on my blog, so this is my very first video about this, but I love talking about this kind of stuff, and I'm really excited to share my thoughts with you. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe below and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I talk about all things girly and pink and pretty and fashion. So if you like that kind of stuff, I would love for you to stick around. You can also follow me on my pretty pink Instagram at Lizzie in Lace and on my blog lizzieandlace.com. Let's go ahead and get into it. What I've noticed is that 2022 is all about making a statement. It's fun, it's playful, it's glamorous, it's colorful, it's unique. There are so many different styles, and honestly, it's just amazing. It's like kind of a mix of a few different decades and all kinds of different aesthetics, and everyone is really creating their own unique style through a mix of these, or even creating their own trends. So it's really an exciting time for fashion with the resurgence of different decades, including the early 2000s, 90s, 70s, and 60s, along with various pop culture references. This might very well be my favorite time for fashion, which is kind of crazy. And I don't mean like time in the past, but more recent times, because there have been a lot of trends where I was like, I don't think that really matches my personal style, but I feel like a lot of these trends for 2022 do match my personal style, which is super exciting. So I'm going to talk about those right now. The first one is Pearlcore. Yes, you heard me right. There's a whole aesthetic for pearls. I saw this coming. So yeah, I mean, pearls have been trending for the past couple of years, maybe longer. I mean, they've always been around. They're a classic fashion staple, but they've really been on the radar for trends for a few years now. I knew that this was going to happen, and I couldn't be more excited because I love pearls. It's my birthstone, and it's just amazing. So we're going to see pearls in, of course, the traditional sense, like pearl jewelry, like this pearl necklace I'm wearing, you know, the classic round pearls, but also, you know, different colored pearls and different shapes. These are Baroque pearls, so they're not the classic round pearl, but they're a really unique shape, but they're still very classic. And, you know, layered necklaces, much like this one, with inspiration from some of the other trends that I'm going to talk about, pearl rings and bracelets and everything else. And of course, pearl hair accessories, much like the headband that I'm already wearing. Pearl headbands have been trending for, you know, a while now, so that's not really a surprise. But this year, we're also going to see pearls adorning clothing and shoes and purses and literally everything. It's going to be everywhere. People are having pearl-inspired birthday parties and all kinds of stuff. So it's really interesting, and it's really fun to see what people are doing with that. I have lots of clothes with pearl embellishments just because that is my personal style. For example, like sweaters with pearls, or a top with like a pearl neckline, or even dresses with pearls. Even my favorite tulle skirt has pearl embellishments. I have pearl shoes. I have pearls on my handbag. So I feel like I'm very in line with this trend, and it's totally my style, but you will definitely see more of this and more exciting and innovative ways to use pearls as well. The next trend is Ballerina Chic. So ballet flats are back. And this is really exciting because I love ballet flats. I mean, I love a good heel, but I really love a classic pair of ballet flats. And the thing is when something comes back into, you know, the mainstream trends, they usually kind of revamp it a little bit. So they keep the classic design elements, but they update it a bit with embellishments, or maybe a strap or a slight heel, or maybe even a slight square toe. There's so many ways that they could do this, and I think it's going to be really exciting to see what they do with it. So not only do I think that ballet flats are going to be trending, but I really think that the whole ballerina chic aesthetic is going to be a thing. I don't know. This is just something that I feel like is going to happen. I could be totally wrong, but I do feel like fashion is going in that direction with the resurgence of feminine items, which makes me so happy, and soft color palettes and really romantic styles. So I really see this being a thing, especially kind of in the athleisure realm. So think like wrap tops, maybe a really light airy skirt, short or long, and hair bows, which is another big trend I'm going to talk about, and lots of really pretty light neutral color palettes like light gray, cream, pale pink, that sort of thing. The next trend is French girl style, and I feel like this is a style that has been trending for quite a while now. You know, it's very minimal, it's very classy, and it's just a very effortless and beautiful look. I think a lot of people, especially on Instagram or other social medias, they do this look really, really well. Lots of neutrals, lots of simple pieces, but just very high-end looking and just absolutely gorgeous. So I think that we will continue to see this style in 2022, but I also feel like we are going to see a rise in a more fun type of Parisian style, a la Emily in Paris. I feel like it's going to be more bright, more playful, more exciting, lots of berets, headscarves, bold colors, printed sundresses, even matching sets in really fun colors or fun prints. And while I don't think that this aesthetic will be full on Emily in Paris with like the wacky outfits, I do think that it will take some inspiration from it and make fashion a little bit more fun. The next trend is Gossip Girl inspired, and recently I have noticed a huge increase in Gossip Girl inspired outfits, and I feel like Gossip Girl is such a classic show and is kind of always there for style inspiration, but I have noticed it amping up big time, especially on Instagram and TikTok and other social media platforms. I feel like this is partially due to the recent reboot, as well as the matching sets trend and the kind of old money aesthetics. However, what I find really interesting is that this inspiration seems to be drawn from the original Gossip Girl series and not so much the reboot, which does make a lot of sense with the rise in feminine trends as well as nostalgic trends. Items like blazers, mini skirts, tweed everything, headbands, and of course tights are going to be trending. And tights is really interesting. I have seen a lot of tights on my Instagram feed, so I really feel like this is going to be the year of the tights. Bold colors, patterned tights, textured tights, white tights, lots of different tights. I really think that people are having a lot more fun with fashion, and it's definitely showing through their accessories. Also, did you notice my outfit? Very Gossip Girl inspired. Anyway, okay, so the next trend is Y2K, because I can't make a 2022 video without talking about Y2K. So I was alive during the actual Y2K, and oh my gosh, it was a crazy time. I remember that I was eating pizza at a sleepover with my friend, and we stayed up so late to see if the world was actually going to end at midnight, and it didn't. We're still here, so that's good news. But it was just such a fun time for not only fashion, but TV and music and pop culture. Looking back, it just has like a very colorful feeling to it. It's just a really fun era. And when Y2K style came back into fashion, I was kind of iffy about it because the 90s and early 2000s have not always been my favorite eras for fashion, but I have to say that I really do like the upgraded Y2K style. There's a lot of things that I feel like I can't pull off because I'm just older now, but I think it's a really vibrant and youthful style. And I have noticed that not only is this clothing style coming back, but there are a lot of other things coming back. Like, a lot of people are really interested in the music, Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and then TV shows like Lizzie McGuire, and then also movies from the 2000s. And oh my gosh, the 2000s had so many fun movies, and I know that myself, I have been watching so many of them lately, and it just gives me such a nostalgic vibe. It just makes me so happy in my heart. It honestly just gives me the warm and fuzzies inside. I just love it. So a lot of trending fashion things for the Y2K aesthetic for 2022 are, of course, low-waisted jeans, which I will not be participating in this trend, but it's there. And then also drop waist silhouettes, which I feel like, you know, drop waist is really pretty. I don't think it works on my body type. I'm more of a pear shape, so it's kind of hard because my hips they're just out there, and so drop waist just really isn't the most flattering, but I really do like that silhouette. It does remind me of the 1920s, but it was very prevalent in the 2000s as well. I had several dresses with the drop waist, and so that's coming back, as well as crop tops, bra tops, pastel colors, butterfly, everything, and cropped cardigans. I really love cropped cardigans. I had so many back in the day and I wore them all the time. It was probably my favorite 2000s staple. And of course, butterfly clips. And butterfly clips have come back, and I feel like they will stay here, but when I say butterfly everything, I really mean butterfly everything. Butterfly designs, butterfly prints on clothing, perhaps the butterfly shaped bags, butterfly details on shoes, and of course in the hair. What's really interesting about 2022 is that it's not drawing inspiration just from one or two different eras. It is a lot. So aside from the early 2000s, we also have the 90s, and we've seen this for the past few years with lots of big chain jewelry and 90s silhouettes, shoes and handbags inspired from the 90s, but we are also drawing inspiration from the 70s, so I feel like you can expect to see lots of platforms, crochet, fringe, as well as psychedelic prints. And I have noticed that the 70s color scheme has been back for a little bit. You know, those really muted colors like the burnt orange and the tans and the browns and the sage green, and even like a mustard yellow color along with floral prints. I have seen a lot of those. And then we also have the 60s, which I really love, and I feel like the 60s has been here for a couple of years. The white boots definitely have been one of the biggest trends. White knee-high boots that are a little reminiscent of go-go boots, but they do have an updated look to them. Personally, that's probably one of my favorites. I really love white boots. I have so many pairs. I feel like they just go with everything, but also like the fun 60s floral prints, cutouts, the shift silhouette shapes for dresses, colors, even like some hairstyles and things like that. So we are really drawing inspiration from a lot of different decades and kind of making it our own. The next trend is Regencycore, and this has been trending for a little bit. I love it so much. I love a good princess dress. You guys know this about me. And so I am all for this trend, and I hope that it stays around for a really long time because I love romantic vintage inspired dresses, and I really love that not only are we drawing inspiration from recent decades, but now we are drawing inspiration from way before then, which is really exciting. I feel like this was partially brought on due to Bridgerton, but I also feel like there has been a resurgence of feminine trends as of late, which is really exciting for me because it is hard to find clothes when they're not trending, and now that they are, I have my pick, and I love it so much. And so I just want to grab everything before it goes out of style. But I actually feel like a lot of people are becoming more comfortable with their style and who they are. And there's so many different aesthetics out there that are super niche, and this is one of those. It's super glamorous and feminine and romantic. I feel like it's a mix of Versailles and a Jane Austen novel. This style is highly composed of a corset bodice or like an empire waistline, puffy sleeves, flouncy details, ruffles, voluminous silhouettes, hair accessories, and regal embellishments. And I feel like this is also related to the resurgence of Edwardian style as well. So I feel like with this we will also see more ornate jewelry, like lots of statement pieces, but just done in a very delicate, feminine, and romantic way. And if you've seen the selfie dresses on Instagram, this is very much that aesthetic. It's very girly and poofy and flouncy and fun. So I think that that is a really good example of this trend in a more modernized way. Another trend that I feel like we are going to still continue to see is cottagecore, and you all know that I love cottagecore. It is one of my all-time favorite trends. I feel like cottagecore is Regencycore's more casual sister. So think like long flowy dresses, puff sleeves, delicate floral prints, neutral or light colors, cozy knits, and really dreamy fabrics, and just really beautiful, romantic, and feminine silhouettes. I feel like this aesthetic will be more prominent in spring and summer just due to the style, but I do think that we will probably see some of it in fall in a different way. I think it might evolve a bit. So I don't know, we'll see. That's just my opinion. So we'll see where it goes. The next 2022 trend that I feel like is going to be really big this year is pretty pajamas. I am such an advocate for beautiful sleepwear. I think that this is going to be big because the last few years, many of us have been at home and due to that, we've gotten really comfy and cozy with our clothing. The rise of athleisure and leggings and tie-dye sweat sets, or just sweats in general. I feel like in 2022, we are craving that glamour. We are craving to get dressed up again. And even if we are at home and we have nowhere to go, we are still going to want to wear something that makes us feel pretty. So pretty pajamas is really the best of both worlds. They are comfy and they are beautiful. I've already seen lots of pajamas with really beautiful, feminine, fun, and romantic details like feathers and embellishments, and really pretty colors and beautiful fabrics like silk. I've also seen an increase in nightgowns, which I love because I love a good nightgown, but done in a more elegant and luxurious way. And that's the key word. Even if you're not spending a lot of money, people want to feel glamorous and they want to feel beautiful. So that's why I really think that this is going to be a big trend for 2022. I feel like one of the biggest 2022 fashion trends is going to be fun accessories. Fashion accessories are going to be bold, colorful, playful, and unique. Bright colored handbags, even novelty handbags. If you haven't seen my Mary Frances video, I will leave a link right here for you because that one has a lot of really good inspiration for this trend. And then also vintage beaded handbags. I feel like those will be in. I feel like a lot of vintage stuff has been coming back, which makes my heart so happy because I love vintage stuff and I feel like everyone knows my secret now because a lot of my accessories are vintage. Like these earrings, I have a lot of vintage clip-on earrings and things like that, and so I feel like vintage items are really going to make an appearance in 2022. Also unique shoes, like really colorful, bold designs, and just something you don't see every day, things that are really fun. I also think that statement hats, fashion gloves, and hair bows will be big. So hair accessories in general have been trending for a few years now. Headbands, bobby pins, pearl hair clips, barrettes, that sort of thing was really, really big. And bows have always been there, but I really think that 2022 is the year of the bow. I feel like there's going to be a lot of different styles of bows, so more luxury upscale designs, embellished bows, colorful bows, big bows, small bows, and even just simple hair ribbons. I really think that with this trend, anything goes. It's just gonna be everywhere. I think that this is due to a lot of the other trends, and if you've noticed, a lot of these trends, they kind of have like domino effect, and so I feel like the hair bows, that's very prevalent with Cottagecore, Regencycore, and a lot of these other really feminine trends that we are seeing. So of course, hair bows are the next natural step. And if you haven't seen my hair bow collection, I will leave that for you right here. I have lots of really cute ones, and so maybe that will give you some ideas on what styles to look for. As for fashion gloves, I feel like a variety of styles will be trending. Of course, you have the super glamorous winter gloves, and I can definitely see that for like fall and winter, but I think that we will actually be seeing more lightweight gloves, maybe even fingerless gloves for spring and summer in really beautiful lightweight materials, maybe with embellishments or some ruffles or even sheer gloves. I could be totally wrong, but Paris Hilton wears them. I feel like she's kind of a trendsetter, and I feel like gloves are also a natural trend that come from the other trends that we've been seeing, such as the Regencycore and things like that. So I really think that we will probably be seeing a lot of gloves, along with some really cute like little ankle socks, and of course all of the fun tights. The next 2022 trend that I think we will be seeing everywhere is feather everything. I feel like we have already seen feathers on a lot of things in the last few years, for example, on like shirt sleeves or on a pair of shoes, or even like a full skirt of feathers, but I really think that 2022 is going to take this on a whole other level. And this is due to the rise of people wanting to live a more glamorous life. And I don't mean glamorous like in a money type of way. I think that people have really been missing that element of fun. And so feathers are a lot of fun. They're really glamorous. They look luxurious, and they're different. They're very unique. I think we're probably going to see feather handbags, feathers added to shoes in an interesting way, dresses, shirts, skirts, pant bottoms, and even pajamas, like I said before. I really think that they're going to be everywhere this year. The next trend that I really see being big for 2022 is bold colors. We've seen a lot of monochrome neutral color palettes the last few years, but I feel like last year a lot more people started to have a lot more fun with fashion, and so I feel like this year like everyone is just so excited about really fun prints and bold colors and, you know, interesting details and things like that. So Very Perry was the Pantone color of the year, and I really love this one. Sometimes I don't love the colors that they pick out because I'm like, it's not really, you know, my style, but this is totally my aesthetic. I feel like pretty much all of these are like my aesthetic, and it just makes me so happy. This color is just, it's so beautiful. It's like kind of like a lilac-y color. I really love it. It's just like, yay, because a lot more items will be made in this color. That's usually what happens with Pantone colors, is that it influences a lot of colors for that year. So I'm really excited to see where they go with that. And I feel like fuchsia is going to be a huge color this year as well. I've been seeing it a lot lately with winter items, which is really fun, like really bold fuchsia coats and that sort of thing. And I think that we will see it in spring and summer with dresses, of course, and accessories, and probably into fall because it is a color that pairs really well with a lot of like really deep fall tones. I think that fuchsia is going to be really big, and I think just a lot of bold bright colors are going to be big in general. The next trend that I predict will be big for 2022 is all white monochrome. So monochrome is nothing new. It's been around for a really long time, and personally I really love it. It's a super easy way to look chic and elegant and put together, and I really love an all white monochrome look. I feel like this works across all seasons, but especially in fall and winter, because you can layer a lot of pieces and use different textures to make a really interesting outfit. All white monochrome is something that just looks really chic and elevated and elegant and effortless. It really looks put together without looking over the top, and I think it looks great on everyone. So if you are unsure about how to style this trend or how to create a monochrome look, I do have quite a few blog posts, but I did recently write one about all white monochrome, so I will leave that in the description for you if you'd like to check it out. The next trend that I think will be big for 2022 is gingham, and in my opinion, gingham is the official fabric, pattern, whatever of summertime, and with the whole cottagecore aesthetic and all of these really pretty feminine and romantic silhouettes coming to life, I feel like gingham is just very natural with this. So I think that we will see lots of gingham in spring and summer, of course, and perhaps into fall. Aside from the normal gingham dresses, I can see this being made into a variety of sets. So like a top and mini skirt set, or even like a puff sleeve top with like a maxi skirt set, or a top and short set, and even a top and bloomers set. I've been seeing a lot of bloomers lately, so I think that that's also probably going to be a big trend this year, especially with how a lot of the aesthetics are looking, so keep an eye out for that. And also matching sets have been a huge trend for the last few years, so I really think that that is also going to continue into 2022, and it's just going to evolve into you know, so many different things depending on what type of aesthetic they're going for. I really think it's something that can work well across the board for a lot of different things. Another thing that I think will be trending in 2022 is velvet, and I don't mean any velvet, I mean like a deep romantic, kind of like vintagey velvet look. A lot of the silhouettes are very romantic and feminine, so I feel like this is a very natural next step. And of course, I think we will see a lot of velvet in fall and winter with maybe some Edwardian inspiration, or the Regencycore inspiration, or things like that. But I think that we might also see velvet in the springtime with kind of a younger look for like maybe Y2K style. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but I do think that it does have some potential. And lastly, I feel like another big trend for 2022 is going to be metallic or sparkly things. Think sequins, metallics, sparkle of any kind, including like embellishments, and then also shiny like satin or silky fabric. And this is another one of those things that after, you know, the last few years that we have all had, we really just want something to be excited about. And it's really interesting to me to see how certain events and everyday life have affected fashion trends. And you know, this type of thing has happened in the past, and it's just really interesting to see how fashion trends are really dictated by the times. And so, like I said, we really want to be glamorous this year, and this means sparkly. And this goes with, you know, the nostalgic trends and the bold colors and the fun prints. Metallics and sparkle are just another way to bring happiness and joy to the world and to our everyday lives through style. A lot of people have really seen what matters in life. We are wanting to live our best lives. We are wanting to be our authentic selves, and I really think that this is coming through in fashion. We want to have more fun with fashion. And you know, fashion really is not just about the physical clothes that we wear, which I think, you know, some people might think that, but in my opinion, fashion is about expressing oneself. It's about empowerment. It's about feeling confident and beautiful. It's about showing people who you are. And it's about being true to yourself. So we are starting to see all of these things. We are evolving as a society, and it really shows in fashion, and I really feel like it's such a beautiful thing to see, and this definitely shows through the fashion trends that we are seeing in 2022. So that's it for this video. I hope that you loved it, and I know that there were so many trends that I have missed, so please feel free to share your favorites in the comment below, whether or not I mentioned them. I would love to know what trends you are loving for 2022, or if you have any predictions about 2022 fashion, I would love to know that as well. If you liked this video, please make sure to like and share. This really does help out so much with the YouTube algorithm, and I would appreciate it so much. And if you would love to stick around, please make sure to subscribe below and click on the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And of course, please feel free to follow me on Instagram to see lots of pretty pink inspiration, and on my blog lizzieandlace.com for more feminine fashion. I will see you guys next time. Bye!